Hi, how's everyone doing out there? We are live on the Connors Music Facebook page. We are live on the Connors Music YouTube channel, similar to our Wednesday night live stream. But today, our focus is a little different. We're going to invite a couple of guests in today. And this morning, for our 10 a.m. broadcast, if those of you have saw this posted up on our Facebook and YouTube channels, we are having a guest from D'Addario, Canada, Nigel, who is a very knowledgeable guy, experienced musician, a great bass player, and a great guy. So let me welcome to the live stream. Nigel, please throw your comments and questions in. I'm going to do my best to share those with the stream, and Nigel will see them come up and be able to answer your questions. And he's got some great stuff to show us, some new product from D'Addario. So welcome to the stream, Nigel. How you doing?
Hey, John, how's it going? How's everything?
Perfect. I just realized I put the Connors Music logo right on your head, though.
That's fine. It looks like I have like an N for hair,
Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah.
Kind of masks the shine of that light on my.
If you're a little higher, it'd look like big eyebrows. Like if you just, yeah.
There we go. There's some eyebrows. Yeah. Yes. So how's it going, John?
It's great. Yeah, we're Midnight Madness is full swing. I already put that up here. Mm-hmm. And we got viewers already. I can see the little clicker telling us we got people watching. So say awesome. Hey. And then the sale is, it's going great. People are already coming in, and we're doing it nice, safe. So we have people coming in the back entrance, and sort of a one-way traffic, like IKEA style shopping.
Oh, nice! That's awesome. Today. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
And so everyone's being really great and social distanced and having a fun time.
Good.
It's just like
all got to do our part. Days. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So today, what I'm going to talk about is a bunch of cool stuff from D'Addario, some new products. Some helpful products, some things that you can use, especially with the change of weather, like humidifiers and stuff like that.
Perfect.
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to this really awesome backpack. So this is called the Backline
Nigel, I'm
Gear.
going to give you hold on. I'm going to give you the full screen, okay? I just wanted to say, okay, so everyone, Nigel, and again, throw your comments and questions in as he goes through all this great gear.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Nigel.
So this is the Backline Gear Transport Bag. This is a brand new product from D'Addario. It's an all-in-one bag that musicians can use to carry literally everything you need to the gig in one bag. It works. It has multiple components, lots of pouches and such. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this bag and just take things out and show you what all the cool things are. But first, I'll show you real quickly. There is a pouch for cables. There is multiple pouches on the inside for strings, for all your accessories, for all your gear. Got all kinds of cool stuff in here. So as we progress through this video, I will introduce you to some cool stuff. So the first thing I want to talk about is our braided cable, which is actually on sale at Connors right now. So one of the reasons I like braided cables is that it's a little bit tougher on the outside. Less likely to get tangled. These ends are a switchgraph style end, so they a little bit more optimal signal transfer. D'Addario cables give you a lifetime warranty, and so you have any issues, you take them right to your local retailer. The other thing with these cool cables too is that when you buy cables from D'Addario, you also get Players Circle points. So when you open up the pack, you should see some points on the inside there. And then you can submit that for cool gear, for cool merchandise, for T-shirts and swag and such. So Connors has these on sale right now. They have 10-footer, 15-footer, 20-footer. They come in a couple different, a few different colors, red, blue. So talk to John Connors and check these out. I'll just leave that right there. Let's see what else is in here. What else is in here? So. Let's see. Okay. So I think people are aware of the brand new coated strings from D'Addario. These are called XS, and it's a whole new formula of coated string. What D'Addario had in the past was a brand called EXP. So EXP was their first coated string. Last couple of years ago, they revamped EXP and they created a whole new line called XT. Now, the difference between XT and XS is it's a pretty significant difference. The Dario XT, which is in the kind of grayish package, is what's called wrap wire coating. So what they do is they make the string, they coat the wrap wire before the string is made. So what you get is a string that feels uncoated. I actually have these on one of my Beer Creek acoustic guitars, and I like the feel of these on that guitar because I like to dig in a little bit harder. I find that I don't want to, you know, like a smooth feel on that particular guitar. I like the uncoated feel for that guitar, for that sound. They come in 80/20 bronze. They come in phosphor bronze. You can also get XT for acoustic, electric, bass, and there's a good variety of strings and gauges available. Now the difference with XS is what's called a film-based coating. So what they do is they make the string and then they add this really light film. It's 10 times thinner than a human hair, so you almost don't feel it at all. It does have a bit of a smooth feel. So when you compare the terms of string life, I would say, you know, based on my experiences, you get probably 3 times longer life with XT and an uncoated feel. And then with XS, you get probably 5 times longer with a more coated feel. And you know, this is a great string for, you know, for premium instruments, for somebody who wants to have a little bit less finger noise, a little bit less string noise. So it's you know, as you can see in this graphic here, it's a really light film that they use on it. These are available basically in phosphor bronze, and they're obviously available at Connors Music. So I'm going to leave these here. So everybody knows D'Addario makes guitar strings. What they may not be aware of is that D'Addario also does a huge lineup of orchestral strings. So here is one of the lines that D'Addario offers. It's called Asante, and this is a synthetic core string for violin. So you know, you're a violin player, you're digging in real hard, you want a string that's a little bit more robust. Asante would be a good string to consider. Let me check. Any comments? No comments. Any questions so far? So let's see what's else in this bag. Pure nickel strings. My D'Addario string height gauge, which is a really handy tool for doing setups. Half round strings. D'Addario offers half round strings as well. Let's see. Ooh, NYXL bass strings. I got some of those. That's mine. Aha. This is what we need to talk about. So winter is coming, and you need to humidify your guitar. So D'Addario offers 3 sort of levels of humidification care. With the most basic and still quite a good humidifier that's been around forever is what's called the GH. So let's say you have like a non-solid top guitar. It's an entry-level guitar, but you definitely want to give it some humidity during the winter time. The GH, really simple, really easy to use. You pop the little cap off here, take out the sponge, add some water, put it in, and then just leave it in the guitar when you're not playing it, and gives it, you know, optimal amount of moisture to give it humidity. What you want typically in the wintertime is 45 to 50% humidity, depending on how dry it is in your house, you know. So the GH is great for, you know, an entry-level guitar. That like I say, it's not a solid top, so it might not require as much humidification. Now, if you had, let's say, when I say entry-level guitar, I mean like something, you know, that's a $200 guitar, $300 guitar that's not solid top, you know, the GH would be fine. If you have, let's say, a mid-price guitar, something in the, you know, the $500, $600, $700 range, and you want to give it a little bit more humidification, you want to give it, let's say, you know, a longer lasting amount of humidification before you change the sponge. The GH Pro, which is this product here, has a sponge that holds more water for a longer period. And I would say this is the next step up more ideal for a solid top guitar, for a little bit more, semi-professional or intermediate level guitar. And this would be the next level. The best humidification product that the Dario offers is the Humidipack. Now, this is a two-way humidification system, and I would say if you have a solid top guitar, solid back and sides, any sort of premium level instrument, you definitely want to consider the HPK. So what this has is a couple packets, 3 packets, I should say, and then this little bag where you put the humidification packets in the bag, and then you put this over your strings in the sound hole, and that helps humidify the inside of the guitar. There's also that third packet for putting an extra packet in here, and then putting it at the headstock. Some people use 2, some people use 3. It depends on how dry your guitar is. 45 to 50% humidity is, like I say, is ideal. Now, this is also a two-way humidification system. So in the summer months, it also helps to work as a dehumidifier. Are there any questions there? What just popped up? No questions so far. Okay, great. So I would say this is definitely the best way to go, and it's a product that works really well. You can speak to John Connors, Dave, everyone at Connors can give you more information about this. There's also in here, you can also get player circle points. So this is all your balls. So let me pop this in here. I can never get this thing back in the box. I will just leave it like that for now. So let's see what's in this cool bag. Ooh, Capos. Okay, well, before we do Capos, these are Helicore upright bass strings or double bass strings. Another line that the Dario offers in the orchestral line, in addition to violin strings, cello strings, and bass strings. So if you are looking for a professional level string for your upright bass, your cello, your violin, the Dario offers Prelude, which is the entry level, which is pretty awesome. Asante for violin, and then in the professional level, Helicore, you can get Helicore for violin, for cello, and for double bass. So let's see that over there. Okay. And let's talk about Capos. Oh no, let's talk about cables. Cables, another cable. So back in the day, 60s and 70s, people used to use a lot of coil cables. Now, one of the reasons coil cables were cool was when you use a 20-foot cable or a 30-foot cable, you tend to lose a bit of signal transfer. So the whole idea with a coil cable is that you can have, so this is 30 feet, and it actually helps break down some of the highs in that signal. So let's say you're going through a really bright guitar amp, a really bright guitar, single coil pickups, and you want to sort of tame some of that brightness. A coil cable is great to use. Today, people are using a lot of pedals, a lot of preamps, a lot of effects, and sometimes you have your signal tends to get really bright and chirpy, sometimes too bright through a big PA system. So one way to naturally attenuate that is to use a coil cable, and so this one here is a 30-footer. I believe this one is on sale at Connors as well. So I would talk to the folks at Connors, and they can hook you up with this. I've tried them on active guitars and active basses, and sometimes active electronics tend to be really sort of bright and in your face. And sometimes a coil cable might work with certain instruments that you have, or certain rig setups that you have that you want to kind of bring down some of the some of those highs and some of those some of that trebleness. So let's leave this here, and okay, let's talk about Capos. Capos. Let's see what's stuff in this bag. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in this bag. This bag is a never-ending bag of cool things. Capo. Any more capos? More capos. So the Dario has a lot of capos. Which one do you choose? I like, personally, I'm a bass player, but I do play guitar. I like the Artist Capo. I have one of these myself. And the big difference between, let's say, something like the CP10 versus the CP09 is that they both have the adjustable tension, which is very critical for a capo. I find personally capos without any adjustability, you might find that they lose their tension over time. They might have, the most even tension across the fretboard. So I like these in particular because they have that adjustable tension. There's also like a little place where you can hold your pick. This one comes with a little clip, so if you have the Dario CT12 tuner, you can clip this onto this and then put your tuner on there, so everything's all in one, and so this CP10 allows the mechanism to sit at the top of the guitar, or sit at the top of the neck, whereas the CP09, the mechanism sits at the bottom. So it really becomes an ergonomic thing. Do you want to reach it from here, or do you want to reach from below? It's totally a preference. They both have roughly the same amount of tension, So so that's the CP10. This is the CP09. The CP10 comes in a few different colors. It comes in this nice metallic gray, kind of gunmetal gray. It also comes in the silver. The CP09 comes in silver and in black. If you're a ukulele player, you now have the opportunity to get the same style tri-action, what we call a tri-action capo with the adjustable tension for ukulele. So you can now have a lightweight professional level capo, full adjustable tension, and these are easily available from Connors. They typically have them in stock. So let's see what else we got. And you'll be happy with the tension and the long-term durability with these. Speaking of tuners, the Dario offers what's called the Eclipse tuner, which is a small, lightweight tuner, very strong clip, but there's a little rubber there that actually holds on, and it doesn't scratch or mar your instrument. Really nice large display. You can see it on stages, and these are on sale at Connors right now. It's fully chromatic. I've used this on a 5-string bass. It can handle a low B string. You can use it on guitar, bass, ukulele, banjo, mandolin, what have you. It's a very affordable tuner with the ability to really respond very quickly, and fully chromatic. You can also adjust your calibration and such as well. So definitely, if you need a tuner for all purposes, the CT17 Eclipse is a good way to go. Ooh, look at this. I like how this table looks. It's all kind of nice looking things. See, there's a space here. Let's see what we're going to put there. Okay. The pedal tuner. Oh, look, I'm doing an unboxing. Let's see what's in here. More player circuit points. So the Dario create this tuner called the CT23, which also has a super bright display, and then you can also have the countdown timer on this, so it can tell you. So let's say you want to kind of time out your set on stage. The countdown timer really helps, kind of gives you that visual indication as to, okay, you're near the end of your set. Get the hell off the stage. The other band wants to play too. Really bright display. You can use a battery or you can use an adapter, and fully chromatic. I've had a few people tell me that they've used it on stages in outdoor situations, and it is bright as hell. And what I like is that it's a really simple design, sleek, takes up very little space on your pedal board, and it's a D'Addario product, so it's well made, and it's a nice solid metal chassis. So definitely check these out. Talk to the Connors folks about this. Let's see what else we got in here. Okay, leave that box somewhere. Oh, there we go. I'm a big fan of the Humidifier. I use it with all of my acoustic guitars. John Connors, thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see what other comments are rolling in here. Okay, so let's pause for questions. Does anyone have any questions about anything that they've seen here or any other products? Do we have any questions, John? Okay. No questions so far. I'm not seeing any questions, so I'm just going to keep going. One of the products that I use myself is this power cable, this pro-grade power cable from D'Addario, which has a Y connector to it. When I say Y connector, it allows you to plug into the back of your amplifier and then plug in to the wall. But then you can also now plug in your pedal board or your other things that you have on stage. So now you have everything in one power source. Because sometimes when you have lights or I should say you have effects running on one circuit, you have lights running on one circuit, then you tend to pick up like ground loop noise and hum. So this allows you to have everything all in one signal path going to one source, which then reduces the amount of noise that you would get from single coil pickups and from lights and such. So talk to the folks at Connors about this. Ask them to give you a demo on it in store. It's a 12 gauge grade cable, so it basically keeps can handle a lot of electricity from, let's say, a tube amp or from from a big power source, like a big 100-watt guitar amp combo or so, and big multiple effects board basically. So definitely check that out. The cable that I use myself is the American Stage Geotip, and I like the fact that if you're plugging into like a DI box or into a sound card and you want a cable that actually clicks a little bit more in, the Geotip is a little bit larger. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little bit of a larger tip, so then it actually feels like it kind of locks in a little bit more. So this would be something that's worth considering and talk to the Connors folks about. I'm going to put that back into the cubby hole in there with all the cables, and let's listen here. If you want to avoid getting caught with a bad cable, pick up a D'Addario cable tester. It's a really simple tool that you can use, that you can keep handy. Let me test this cable here, so you can test. So plug that in, plug this in. So now it says green, we're good to go. If I were to sort of just, like put it in, if it were a bad cable, you would see a little red light there that says short. So this cable's good. I got good cables. Okay, cable tester. Ooh, look at this pouch. What's in here? So the D'Addario offers what's called the AutoLock Strap. Now, what I like with the AutoLock Strap is that it actually comes in a bunch of cool colors. and it has a locking mechanism that is easy. Let me grab a guitar. Here we are. So, I'm going to do a quick little demo here. If you look at the back of this, it's very soft, very smooth. It's got a bit of a rubber on there, so it's not going to damage your guitar. So I'm going to click this on. Real simple, real easy. Oh. And so now that actually is locked in there, so it's not going to come out. And then, you know, you want to have a strap that actually is soft, comfortable, but also just locks really quite easily in. They come in a variety of styles and a huge range of colors. So you get this one that's super padded. You also have, let's see what's right here. Got this cool kind of zigzag kind of look, and I really wish you could feel this, how like kind of spongy, kind of foamy it feels. You know, it actually has like a nice, a really nice feel. No need for strap locks anymore. I mean, that's up to you. You know, the Dareo does offer the traditional style strap lock, but if you want to be able to have a guitar from instrument to instrument, you know, use the same strap, and then this would be a good way to go. So this one's the zigzag pattern. This is also this one's like a little bit more padded. Then you get some more standard colors. I like this sort of seatbelt material here, which is blood red, as they call it. You know, good for Halloween or any other day, really. So yeah, I really wish you could feel this. This is actually quite a soft and easy material. And if you've got heavy guitars, heavy basses, you want to really, you know, make sure you're able to move around on stage and still have a strap that actually locks into place. This would be definitely a good way to go. Now, one thing that the Dareo is also known for that you may not be aware of, or maybe you are, is the Dareo is not only just the Dareo guitar strings and the orchestra strings. The Dareo is also ProMark drumsticks and Evans drum heads, which I will show you in a second. This is something new from ProMark. It's called the Active Grip, and what it is it's a treated film that's on here that actually tends to get a little tackier as your hands heat up and as your hands get a little bit stickier, so it's less likely to slip out of your hands when you're playing. It also helps reduce fatigue as well, and Active Grip is available in a bunch of different sizes and stuff as well. This one's a 5-year rebound, so a good all-purpose stick. One cool thing I like with ProMark is that they're very much involved in reforestation, and so far ProMark has planted millions and millions of trees to give back to the environment, to give back to the community. Sustainability is a very important part of the whole Dareo way of thinking. So you're not only getting a great drumstick, but you're getting something that's actually you know, that's ecologically conscious in its process. Let's see, what else do we got? Okay. Okay, so more about this bag. Let's see what else is in here. So we got all these secret pouches and patches, and so, ooh, there's something in there? No, there was something in there. If you have a giant laptop, you could probably fit it in here. Or you could put in drum heads. if you tend to break them often. But I don't think you're going to break this one very often. So this is a drum head. This is the new Evans UV2. The UV2 drum head features Evans' patented UV cured coating process. So a few years ago, D'Addario came out with the UV1, which was a coated drum head with a UV film coating. This is actually now the UV2, so this is an upgraded version, which is, I believe it's 2-ply. It's reinforced 7mm, actually, 2-ply. And for the people that are doing a lot of gigging, or maybe you just don't want to change your drum heads that often, you can get a really nice sounding drum head with the UV cured coating that actually is very, very durable, lasts very, very long. It's available in a variety of sizes, and great for somebody who's doing a lot of gigs in like outdoor gigs, a lot of session work. You want to have a drum head that actually just stays bright and lively all the time. The UV series is definitely worth looking at, and they have a variety of them in stock available at Connors. So that is it. Let's see what else we got here. Well, let's see. One thing I want to sort of just talk briefly about is speaker cable versus instrument cable. And the reality is speaker cable and instrument cable are never interchangeable. The reason being, speaker cable is electrical cable carrying an electrical voltage, whereas instrument cable is carrying millivolts. So it's a much lower level of electrical current. I've seen people use instrument cable as speaker cable, and it's a dangerous thing to do, simply because it can cause your amp to heat up and cycle at a different cycle rate, and cause things to overheat. So D'Addario offers a variety of speaker cable. This is one of my own speaker cable here. This is I believe a 10-footer or a 5-footer. Let's see what we got here. So we got a 3-footer and a 5-footer. It's always a good idea to buy speaker cable that is at least 14 gauge to give you optimal electrical transfer from your head to your cabinet. If you're using a tube head, you definitely want to stick with something with this degree of thickness to give you that signal transfer. Always make sure that you don't have it, kinking too hard like that. You don't want to have it like that. You want to give yourself enough length. So D'Addario offers like a 3-footer, and a 5-footer, and then there's other lengths as well too. So definitely make sure you get yourself, if you're using like a head to cabinet setup, make sure you get yourself proper speaker cable and not use instrument cable, because that could potentially lead to some damage to your amp. And of course, check your manufacturer's recommendations as to what gauge to use, and what type of cable you should be using. Either 12 gauge, which is typically used in pro audio, or 14 gauge, which is typically used for musical instruments. And let's see here. Any more things in this package? I think that's it. I think we are all out of everything has been taken out of this bag. So now we will take some questions. Do we have any questions? Arnold Davidson, hi Nigel, keep going. Keep going. Okay, so I think we're almost down to our time here. Let's see. So let me make a quick message to John. So are there any questions that anyone has with regards to anything that they've seen here today? Any feedback that they have about the Dario products that they want to share? So all these great products are available from the really awesome folks at Connors Music in Keswick. We've been dealing as a sales rep at the Dario Canada. I've been dealing with the Connors folks and the Connors family for obviously about 9 years now. I've been at the Dario for that amount of time, and I really like the fact that they are a very community-driven store. They listen to their customers. They offer a great range of products, and a lot of fortunately a lot of our products at the Dario, and they understand that listening to their customers and getting them the right product for the right price is very imperative. Let's see here. Oh, another question. Okay, so we are almost done. Getting ready for comments, questions, anything. How's Arnold doing?
Hey, Nigel, how you doing?
Not too bad. How's it going?
Good, good. Thank you so much for doing this today.
No problem, no problem.
We got...
So John, as a musician yourself, do you have any questions about any of the Dario products that I've shown here today? Any or from any of your folks that have tuned in? Do you have any questions about anything Dario related?
I tend to find you're so very thorough that that doesn't leave. You go, oh, that's everything I needed to know.
I'm probably just like one of these OCD type people that tend to just. I swear, every morning before I leave my house to go to work, I'll pull my car out of the driveway and I'll stop. I'll get out. I'll come back and check the door like twice.
Right, there you go.
I'm one of those OCD type people.
And that's why you're such a great asset. Not just for Dario, but for Connors Music, right? Another great resource. Oh, I'm wearing my mask on my ear.
Okay.
But yeah, so we had lots of viewers on both Facebook and YouTube, and some great thumbs up from Arnold, which we always appreciate there.
Yeah.
So okay, out of the products you showed today, like I'm very very knowledgeable about the Artist Capo. I use it. I own it. The Humidifiers, I threw a comment in there because I actually sold a guitar this morning. It was a beautiful high-end, all solid wood guitar. First thing this morning. And I said, you got to get humidity control for this. And they said, yeah. And I put the
I
system in for them
this morning. Here's my philosophy, John. You buy a really nice Cadillac.
Yep.
You buy a really nice Lexus. You buy a really nice Mustang. Putting on the most basic generic tires on it is not going to do it justice.
I've never done this. I've never bought a Mustang or a Lexus, but if
one day we'll both buy Mustangs. We'll buy matching Mustangs, right?
That's right. We'll go cruising.
Yeah, exactly.
Down Lake Drive.
Absolutely. So you buy a premium product like that, it is absolutely imperative that you follow through, and for a fraction of the cost of that high-end guitar, literally a fraction of the cost, it's worth investing, in something like the Humidifier that really protects your investment and gives you potentially a lot more years And I mean, you've seen it, I've seen it. People buy really nice instruments and then they don't humidify it, and then 2 years down the road, even 6 months down the road, it's stored in an area where the bridge starts lifting, the belly starts, or the top starts bellying up or down
Or
because
even
it's
just
too dry.
frequent neck adjustments, right? Like having to come in for setup work abnormally frequent. Like, yeah, once in a while you might need a setup done, but you shouldn't need that every few months.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I've had to do a neck adjustment on my Laravel, and I've used a Humidipack system. I'll put it this way. My wife and kids gave me the guitar on Christmas morning, which was amazing. And then I drove to the store after all the gifts were open. The kids were all happy and playing with their toys. I snuck out of the house, drove to the store and grabbed a Humidipack system and drove home and to put it in the case with it. Because it's winter. I don't want to give it even a day sitting there
Absolutely.
dry.
It's absolutely critical.
Yeah.
There's one thing I need to redo. If you have 2 seconds,
Yeah, go for it.
Like I want to, like I did the demo with the AutoLock Strap with an acoustic.
That's the one I was going to ask you about. Yeah.
I want to grab a really heavy instrument that I have.
Yeah.
And sort of do a little bit of a demo. So just give me
perfect
30 seconds.
Yeah, no, I'll keep them entertained while you're gone. Awesome. So Nigel's going to grab a really heavy instrument. I'm going to bet it's going to be a bass. I could be wrong, but I'm betting Nigel's coming back with a bass. And I did want to know about the AutoLock system, how it would handle with an heavier instrument, because often people are going to strap locks, which involves a whole install process, which, is fine. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But the idea of being able to maybe grab a strap that will do all of that for you with your existing strap buttons, I thought is a very interesting idea. So let's see how it handles when Nigel comes back with his heavier instrument. And then we have them on sale today. I don't know if Nigel mentioned that earlier. So you can come in today for Connor's Music. We're open all the way till midnight. You'll see the bags under our eyes, but I think the adrenaline rush of, there you are with the bass, will keep us going till midnight. And you can maybe grab an AutoLock Strap if you think it'll be a good solution for you.
So this bass needs to go on a diet. Because it's about 12 pounds. It's actually like a parts bass. It's like one of those Fender like authorized necks with a Mexican body with Japanese electronics, and so it's a beast. It's one hell of a beast.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do, you can see here, I'm just gonna click this over here.
Oh, it's that easy, eh?
Yep. And
is that what you're going to do for your workouts in the morning now?
What's that?
You're going to do that for your workouts in the morning?
You know what? I really don't need a kettlebell anymore. I could sell the kettlebell on Facebook Marketplace for like $500.
Yeah, just go AutoLock Strap and a really heavy Fender bass.
Yes, and I'm really I'm just
you're wiggling. Right here. So would you use that instead of strap locks?
I have strap locks. I have the D'Addario SLS strap locks.
Yep.
On my really nice bass that I have, a carbon bass. And I only use one strap with that bass because it's sort of like it's my boutique bass. I use it for when I'm doing like really nice gigs, that kind of thing. And that strap works with that bass. It's locked in. It is what it is. Yeah. But I like being able to have, mix and match straps with different, for different instruments,
fit the vibe of the gig maybe or whatever.
Exactly, yeah. And so basically I just clicked it on there. Actually, I'm not even holding. Let's see if I can do this again.
Slow motion replay.
There we go.
It's that easy, man.
And then
there was a previous gen, right? There was a generation.
Yeah, so there was the Planet Lock.
Yeah, Planet Lock.
The Planet Lock, which actually had a little bit of a dial. So you put it on, flip the dial, and it locks in. The Planet Lock is still around. Some people still like that design.
Yeah. But this is so simple.
This is, absolutely. And now I can just basically flip this up, and it's off, right?
Yeah.
And let's see here. I'm going to try it at the other end. So you can see a little better.
Yeah, it's got to be able to lock both strap buttons for sure. There you go. Look at that.
And now I'm just gonna let this hang.
Wow, that's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always been a proponent of keep a hand on your instrument no matter what.
Yep.
I remember years ago we had a student come to the store. We happened to be closed still, but they showed up and they were standing outside the door, tears streaming down their face, holding their neck of their guitar in one hand and the body in the other, because the strap let go, the instrument fell, and broke. So we helped fix it up for them, but it was just such a
Yep.
sad experience, right? So
I think.
for a few bucks, get a strap that locks on
Well, you know
nice
what?
and
It's funny that you mentioned for students because like I've heard a lot, like a few independent music teachers I know have recommended it for their students who are, young kids, 6, 7, 8 years old. They might be a little bit awkward with their electric guitar for the first time,
yeah,
and
exactly.
having something like this, it means that the strap button, it's not going to just pop off, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The other thing I use is the other strap locks, like those little PWDL ones that click right on.
Yeah.
So I have those as well,
But you're locked no matter what. You're locked in some way or another, aren't you?
Absolutely, exactly. You know what? Like the worst thing is, you're on a gig with an artist. You don't want that. That's the last thing you want is, your cable to die. The last thing you want is your instrument to just get unhooked.
Yeah.
It's
It's
it's all these little
gear.
details, right?
Yeah. And even if it's not a gig, if you're just practicing or jamming, you don't want to spend your practice time. We have so little time available to spend just playing music. You don't want to waste it fixing things or whatever,
exactly.
right?
And it gives you the added confidence to be able to, maybe if you want to move around on stage a little bit more,
So I want to say Kevin Blunt just added a comment. He said, "Morning, John." So good morning, Kevin. And if you just tuned in,
Hey, Kevin,
you may want to go back, review the video here, because Nigel went through some great gear, and most of it's on sale at Connors Music today. So
absolutely. So excess strings, have you tried it?
well, so Kevin is his son is the guitar player.
Oh, wow, awesome.
Kevin might dabble a little, but his son's the big player. So we have to find out if Adam's using XS. I don't know if he is or not. So
and what about you, John? What do you?
I am. Yeah. So I will do. Just tuned in. There we go. So I put a set of XS strings on my guitar in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was skeptical because I didn't think I would like a coating that you would feel, because I've been sort of a traditionalist all along, and I always thought if you could feel the coating, it would affect your tone in a negative way. Mm-hmm. I found the opposite. I loved the feel. It was smooth and easy on the fingers, and I found the guitar strings to be louder and brighter. And there we go. Kevin says he uses XT pretty much on everything. So XT gives you that traditional feel and the longer life. So both are great. I've been using XT. I was sort of EXP, XT, and then now XS on my Larrivee and XT on my Ibanez. So there you go. There's the whole gambit. And I just used those XS strings that I put on in the summer for a gig on Saturday. So yeah. Like, they're ready to be changed, I think, now, before we're going to be hitting the studio soon. So I'll put a fresh set on for the studio. But I was really impressed. I got, June, July, August, September, October, 5 months. That's insane. And I play all the time, right? So that's nuts. So very, very pleased. Oh, Kevin wants to know what's XS. So let's give him a quick recap of XS, if you don't mind, Nigel.
Sure, yeah, no problem.
That guitar has XS on it?
This actually has, so this guitar, it's a Vantage. It belongs to a keyboard player friend of mine who basically said, hey, can you put on a set of strings that I don't have to change? Because he's a keyboard player. He doesn't play that often. And he didn't need XS. He said, just put something on long lasting. So I put on a set of XT8PB 1253. So here we are again. So here
he says he'll look back, but quick recap anyways, and then we got to bring in our next guest. Okay, Nigel?
For sure, yes. So the area has 2 coated strings. They have XT, which is wrap wire coating. So they put the coating on the wrap wire before the string is made. So it's a coated string made to feel uncoated for electric guitar, acoustic guitar, bass, So this is
Mandolin. I just sold an XT
mandolin. Yeah, that's
string
right,
set this
mandolin as
morning.
well
Yeah.
too. So that is the XT, and then
Banjo too. We can't leave
that's
banjo out.
right,
Joe will get upset.
banjo. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, brand new from April of this year, XS is what's called a film-based coating. So it's a coating that is applied after the string is made, as you can see here in this graphic, and it's 10 times thinner than a human hair. So it's coated, does feel coated, has a smooth feel, but it doesn't feel slick like some of the other coated brands out there, you know. So for someone who wants a coated string that doesn't feel coated but lasts 3 times longer, XT. For someone who wants like the feel of a coated string, let's say a little bit less finger noise, XS, and like as John was saying, it lasts quite a bit of time. I have XS on my Jasmine Takamine, and then I have XT on this guitar here.
There
So
you go. Perfect. Well, I think you've covered it all, Nigel. Thank you so much again for coming
thank you
in and
so
doing
much.
this.
Thank you so much, John. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
The folks at the Dario Canada, we really appreciate the Connors family, and you guys have a great shop in Keswick, and it's like we're really happy that you sell our products and you serve the community with great gear and great advice.
Thank you. Yeah, great partnership. We love it. And we'll plan something coming up. We got our restringing special at the end of November.
For sure. Yes, absolutely.
It'll be featuring a lot of D'Addario product again, of course.
Okay, so have yourself a great Midnight Madness sale and happy Halloween.
Yes. Stay well.
Okay, take care.
Bye. All right, so I'm going to quickly sign off, and then we're going to bring in our next live stream guest on Facebook and YouTube, Chris Gauthier from Yorkville Sound. So thanks so much, guys. Tune back in just a few moments. Thanks.